Don't think twice, because with the Instant Fisherman, it's always as easy as let's go fish.
Billy Mays here breaking your back. Pounding. Super strong. Super strong. Now that's the strength of Billy Mays guarantee. Super strong.
Once you switch to Swiffer Sweeper Bag, you'll never go back to your old broom again.
We all have different reasons for getting into shape, but there's only one solution. A Bowflex Power Rod Home Gym.
Fast. Hydroxycut really works.
Free for a sample pack.
You need more money so you can spend more. You could spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a counter full of kitchen appliances that still won't do everything the Magic Bullet can. But right now, during this special introductory offer, you can get the complete 17-piece original Magic Bullet system for only $99.99.
Sheer Cover has changed my life as far as the way I wear my makeup and how I feel about wearing makeup.
So don't miss another opportunity to fish. Do not miss out on this incredible offer. Call now. Get the Instant Fisherman complete fishing system. Operators are standing by. Call now.
Operators are standing by. Now, just to let you know that this is a sermon that's not just about you, that it's about me, I have to make a confession because I feel some guilt that was brought on because of envy, okay? So I'm just going to make a little confession. I've got one of these bad boys. And it really is as easy as let's go fishing. And you know what? You not only get one with this special offer, but you get two. Okay? So you know what this means? This means you never have to fish all by yourself again during the lunch break. Man, I tell you what, they suckered me right into this one. I love fishing. And you know what? Our society is built on stuff like that. That was sort of an impulse buy. And if, you know what would happen if our entire country suddenly decided to start spending appropriately and stop impulse buying? You know what would happen? Our government would just crumble and cave in from the inside out. Because our culture is built on this idea that I've got to spend, and if I don't have it now they put the little countdown timers on the Stuff channel, so that if you don't buy it, you have that stress of the countdown timer. But our culture is built on that. And it's a kind of greed. It's a kind of greed that says life equals the acquisition of stuff. And you know what? Sometimes when we allow this kind of thing into our lives, you know what we do? I'll tell you what I did. As soon as I got this and I started checking it out, Caleb saw it, my 6-year-old son. And man, he just wanted to play with this, and he's just pushing all the buttons. And you know what? I'm like, Caleb, put it down, Caleb. Stop, son, put it down. And you know what? I was willing to hurt his feelings for the sake of stuff. And this goes along with greed. When stuff becomes more prioritized than the people around us. When we're willing to hurt people's feelings rather than have our stuff get broken. And I'm talking about me. Maybe some of you can relate with this. Anybody here have one of those relatives that's like, no food in the car, no food in the car. Or maybe they bought that beautiful plush leather lazy boy, but you've never really seen it, because they keep it covered with a bed sheet so that it doesn't get dirty. They pick this beautiful color and it just doesn't match the sheets. That's a kind of greed. That's the kind of stuff that gets lodged in our heart. And I tell you what God says to me when stuff like this happens. He's like, Mark, you know, first of all, you really shouldn't have bought this, because, you know, cane poles have been working for years and catfish are every bit as good as bass. The other thing, Mark, is that you allowed this thing here to get in between your relationship with your son, Caleb. And come on, Mark. The Instant Fisherman, let's go fishing over somebody's feelings. What in the world is that? And so again, I had that guilt that was brought on by envy. Thank you, Pastor Harv. So, God says that you may not think this kind of thing is greed, but it's greed. And it's not a financial issue. It is a heart issue. It is a heart issue. Now listen, I want to kind of just throw an idea out here, and I just kind of want you to chew on it for a little bit, like some mental beef jerky. Just consider this. Isn't it interesting how our attitude is so much more different towards spending than it is towards giving? Isn't it interesting how our attitude towards spending is different from our attitudes toward giving? In other words, you know, we see something that we want to upgrade, we'll make all kinds of crazy financial decisions to make that happen. You know, you're living in a house, but you got to buy this new house, but you got to have this in a certain period of time before you can actually get out of this one. So you use your equity to get a bridge loan, and there's all kinds of creative stuff to upgrade your lifestyle. But then God says, look, I'd like for you to support this project. And you just say, man, I've got all kinds of feelings toward that. I think it's a good project. My heart really goes out to that project. But I just can't write the check. You know what that is? It's greed. You know, maybe you can't give $300, but you've got $3,000 in the checking account. You know, and we just make all kinds of crazy decisions based on what kind of car we want to drive, what kind of chair we want to sit in, and how we want our life to look. And once again, you have to know that this is not a money issue. This is a heart issue. And Jesus says, I want to deal with it. I want to scrape that stuff out of your spiritual blood vessels, because your greed becomes a filter through which you make all kinds of financial and relational and spiritual decisions. And it's got to go. Now, aren't you so glad you came to church today? I mean, now that we're feeling all great about ourselves, I want to share some principles with you from Scripture that will absolutely liberate you from your stuff, that will pry your fingers away from the stuff that you have that you just don't need. And again, we live in a culture that is always making